Peace internet, welcome back to the Lazy Vlogs. All right, so today I'm walking around here in upstate New York. You guys, if you didn't know, I am from upstate New York. I've traveled throughout New York, you know, not as far as super out west, you know, Niagara Falls. I've certainly gone to the city. Everyone who's from the capital region has been down to the city for some school field trip or something like that. It is another cold, very cold, chilly upstate New York day, and it's April, so it's to be expected. We had like a 70-degree weather day a couple of days ago, like last week, and now, what am I stepping in? Tripping over a bucket. And now it's like 40, which is still pretty nice, you know, but I'm dressed appropriately for the weather. Could probably do with some gloves. I actually went to the dollar store and picked up some factory rubber smelling like chemical death, cheap $1.25 gloves that you use for like work gloves. I just needed something to protect my hands. I haven't had gloves in, I don't know, years, guys. I'm so bad with keeping up on things like that, you know, things that you're supposed to buy for yourself. Clearly, as my hair is a freaking mess, the pick that I have, all the teeth are bent. It's super crazy. I actually want to show you guys just so you can have the visual aid, because it's pretty bad. I've had the same phone. I have an iPhone 6 SE, you know what I'm saying? So I am not up with modern times, but you can see all the teeth are super bad. So yeah, I'm pretty bad with keeping up with this stuff. We're actually shooting on a GoPro Hero 10, so relatively new, not the newest. There's like a 12 or something even better than the super mega tango mango flavored GoPro, I'm sure. All right, so I had a good chat with my brother recently. We were chatting about, you know, life and God, and I'm a Christian and we are all Christians. We've had different times in our lives where we had more faith than the other, and you know, I think everyone who has ever believed in God or believed in something has had moments or stretches of time where they just simply were questioning it, or flat out didn't agree, like, oh no, I don't believe because where's God in my life, huh? You know, if things are going so bad, where's God? Which I totally get it. I go through that all the time. Literally all the time. So one of the things that I've realized in the conversation that I have with my family is that I can really hit on some heavy topics, and that's what I like. I want to get straight to the conversations that mean something, and not just me yapping about, you know, pretty girls from Indonesia or whatever. Hey, got the Amtrak over my shoulder. I was just thinking earlier today, wouldn't it be nice for me to take a little trip in the capital region, take a slow train to a new area just to see what's up, bring you guys along. I think that'd be really fun. I can't imagine the tickets are all that expensive anyway. Not that I'm balling. My blazer may suggest otherwise, but I'm actually pretty broke. Yeah, even though the previous Lazy Vlog came up with 25 views in a day. Cheers to you guys. That's amazing. That's amazing to me. So one of the gems, getting back to the topic, one of the gems that I learned from the conversation with my one of my older brothers. This one has you know, 2-year-old, about to be 3-year-old girl, you know, she's a sweetheart and all this. So he gives me his older brother perspective on stuff, and when we're talking about God and all of this, it really clicked in my brain that in the conversation, and I admitted that shame is what has been trapping me for so long. Now, this isn't a coming out video, guys, so relax, but do you guys remember that one Adventure Time episode where that one, like, lion guy, Griffin, he escapes because Finn lets him out or something, and then he goes like, I may have escaped, but now my prison is shame. And that's how I feel, genuinely. I remember being super gung-ho about so many things, like acting. Acting was the #1 thing I was gung-ho about, taking improv theater classes in New York, in upstate New York, but yes, you know, going to college specifically, you know, taking classes in Proctor's Theater, you know, going to backstage.com, making an actor's profile or whatever, and then finding work. I mean, I have one IMDb credit, one, you know, film that I've been a part of, which is super cool. And just ever since the second project I was a part of, and I, you know, backed out of it, you know, after getting the script, and it was written just for me and all this stuff. Like, I was just full of so much shame since then. Another audition I had went to didn't go so well. A couple of auditions didn't go so well. Not that that matters, but I remember, like, the real source of shame, the real source of I don't really want to keep doing this, maybe I should do something else, was that I backed away from something that I committed to. And that's really sad, but it's the truth. I just kept building more and more, like, reassurances around not wanting to pursue acting, because I thought, well, thinking about it makes me feel uncomfortable because of the bad choice I've made in the past around it. And, you know, I'll probably never be the guy who can be the actor guy, which is annoying because I'm always going to watch movies like Spider-Man or whatever it is, Tom Holland, and I'll be like, I could do that. And I'm sure everyone in the world sees that and goes, yeah, I want to be Tom Holland, Spider-Man. That'd be cool. I don't want to be Spider-Man specifically, but just to do a fun acting thing like that would be so cool, and I would love that. I would love that. Not that I'm a particular, like, huge Marvel or otherwise, like, DC or whatever fan. I just like fun superheroes, silly acting, you know, all of that. So that's just what I have to say with you guys. I also, as far as shame goes, I remember when I was at the Mop and Bucket theater company, the improv classes people, I remember I had one not so great experience one day, and it made me not want to go back, which is not the, that's not, guys, that's not the person I am trying to be. Now that I am, you know, of a certain age, which is 29, I know I'm 29, I know, I know, trust me, I know. But now that I am, I don't want to be the young me who gave up and then that was it, you know, stopped pursuing it. It's the same thing with school. Now, I don't know if I want to necessarily fully go back to school and all of that, but it's the same problem that I had when I had issues going back to college the many times that I returned, was because of shame. I always felt some negative association with the pursuit of this thing that I thought was good for me, and just because it wasn't perfect, you know, because there was a stain on my record, you know what I mean? It's the same thing of the multiple, you know, situations as like previous jobs where something would happen and maybe I would feel justified in my action or frustration for the period of time, but then ultimately when it comes down to it, it's more of an ego, shame, impulsive escapism reaction, rather than dealing with the fact that I'm embarrassed or I don't want to feel uncomfortable while working through the problems of, you know, whatever the issue was, you know, with a manager, with a coworker, with whatever it was. This is the give up. I don't want to say perfectionist in any way, really. It's more of the thin-skinned give up. Don't want to be uncomfortable, and I'm never going to have any life if I do that. And everyone around me knows this, especially me, that I need to be doing something just different. I need to be doing something different. I love, you know, to explore life and travel and all of this stuff, but the life that I've been living, especially lately, the one that is prisoned by shame, and it really like narrows my mindset, and I have been feeling so lost lately, and the reason is because I've been too ashamed to be forgiving myself and to really open my brain and my eyes to what I want, what I actually want out of life. So now that I'm aware of that, well, it takes more than just being aware of something. You have to actually try something, you know, now that you're aware. So I'm gonna try to get some photos done at some point. My brother, Millie Views, or whatever he might be going by, I'm not sure what his company name would be right now, but I'll have to leave a link in the description. You guys can definitely meet him one day, and we can just talk to him more about what he does. But he takes photos for a living. He does many things for a living, but he takes photos. He's got good cameras, and I think it'd be nice if he helps me to just get some nice what do you call them, face shots? What do you call those? Headshots. And we'll just go from there. You know, my brother himself, he can tell you, but he's gone to the city to act for HBO, and you know, again, there's no reason why I'm not pursuing this. I live in the perfect place to go pursue acting. My own brother did acting for HBO, so like there's no reason why I am no longer pursuing this. So guys, I don't know, I'm just trying to keep the lazy vlogs coming so I can keep chatting with you guys, bring more life, bring more of my life to you, and hopefully that means I can open up just for my own sake and development, which I think is happening over time. I really do. Be sure to check out Peace from These podcasts, which is a podcast that I currently host by myself. It's just like the lazy vlog, except sitting down in my, you know, bedroom right now, and just sitting there recording, chatting about whatever the heck I happen to want to chat about that week. And I really like it. I like both forms, doing lazy vlogs from walking around with my GoPro, or just, you know, setting up the tripod and just using the proper microphone. What do I have at home? It's a Blue Yeti Nano, but there are more things I know I could buy. But yeah, you guys, you got me basically. So if you yourself are feeling maybe an inkling, a little hint of, I guess maybe shame is the reason why I'm not pursuing this, or I can't forgive myself because you won't believe what I did, there's no way I could go back. I think you can, and you cannot if you don't want to. I remember this person, they were saying, you know, they wanted to be a doctor ever since they were a child. I appreciate that, you know, but look, you are but a child. You know, you don't even know what jobs exist, you know, what exists outside of your parents', you know, life or whatever. You don't know what, like, you don't know what exists out there to just say, I want to be a doctor and that's it. Now, if you want to do that, cool, but I think it is a mistake to only expose, you know, children to like 3 careers. You can be a CNA, you can be a doctor, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's the only thing. Anyway, but no, you're like, your perspective may change, is my point though. From a child to an adult, the thing that you may be ashamed of, yeah, you don't have to feel bad that you didn't fulfill your childhood dream, but maybe as a young adult, when you're walking through life and you see this and you're like, damn, they're lucky, it'd be so cool if I could do that. That's your body, that's your mind telling you, hey, I have interest in that. And usually, if you're like me, shame immediately just shuts that down. You're like, oh, that's cool, can't do that though because I'm XYZ, so I can't do it. So just, if you're like me, I'm so sorry, but we got to get it in gear together. We got to really forgive ourselves and then just try our best to march forward, however that looks like, and whatever healing is needed is going to happen. But that's something we all have to do. If you're like me, just gotta get through the shame. And really, shame in this way is good, because if we have shame around it, we can detect it pretty easily and we can see if that's something we want to work on. So hey, all right, that's my last 2 cents. I'm gonna get going. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching Lazy Vlogs. Peace.